So that brings my total benefit to having this card to well over $2,000. Okay, let's get right into it. Now, the Amex Bonvoy Brilliant card costs $650 a year to have, but it comes with a slew of benefits. So follow me through this video and you'll see me outline and explain each of these benefits, and then you can decide if it's right for you. For me, it makes a tremendous amount of sense, and I'll walk through some specific use cases. But for you, you have to really evaluate what you're doing on a daily basis, on a monthly basis, as far as travel or hotels or eating or all of these other factors, and then you can line these things up and determine, is this card right for you? First, there's a $300 per year dining credit, and that's broken into $25 each month that the Amex Bonvoy Brilliant card will put back into your account on your statement after you use the card and spend at least $25 at a restaurant. So I've come up with this example here of visiting Chipotle, and you get 2 burritos and 2 drinks, and it's $25 and some change. So if I do that and put my expenses on the card, then a few days later you'll see a credit into your account, or in this case into my account, for $25 because I used the card at a restaurant. Now you can use it at restaurants locally, domestically, or internationally. Same thing applies. You just have to use it once per month at a restaurant for more than $25. I would argue that most people out there do that. Most people go out to eat at least once a month. If you use this card, it's $25 back in your pocket. You don't have to change your spending behavior. You just use this card when you go out to eat at least once. Next is the free night certificate that you get with this card every year when your anniversary date hits. So if your anniversary is in June, you signed up for this card in June, then every June you will get a free night certificate worth a redemption value of up to 85,000 points per night for a room at a Marriott Bonvoy property. Now this can be used for one night at a Marriott Bonvoy property, and not only is it worth 85,000 points, but you can also add some of your points on top of it. So say your room was actually going for 100,000 points for that night. You could use up to 15,000 of your own points and add it on as a supplement to this certificate. A little bit later in the video, I'm going to show you exactly how I did this last year with my certificate. I didn't have to add a supplement to it, but I got over $1,700 in value from this one night. Now, if you're familiar with the website The Points Guy, it's a team of people, of writers and experts that go through and talk about travel issues and hotel statuses and credit cards and things of that nature. They value all these points, all these hotel points, all these airline points. They put a value, a monetary value on them. So The Points Guy, who's pretty reputable, he's been around for a really long time, put a value on this 85,000 point certificate of $714. So when looking to book a night at a Marriott Bonvoy property, with this certificate, look for a hotel room that's aspirational, or at least that's what I would recommend. Look for something that you would never spend $700 a night on a hotel or $1,000 a night on a hotel. Look for a big ticket item that you can enjoy and use and take someone and have the benefit of this free night certificate that is above and beyond what you would normally do. And that's what I like to do, and that's what I would encourage everyone to do and get the most out of these little benefits. So I put together what I like to call a break-even point. If you spend $650 a year on this card, just to have this card, you get $300 back per year dining out once a month for the $25 each month. You're going to need to realize the value of a $350 a night hotel for your free night certificate in order to eclipse that $650 annual fee. $650 minus $300 for the dining credit leaves you with $350 that you'll need to surpass for a night that you'll already be using. Okay, don't get this card if you don't go to a hotel at least once a year. But if you do go to a hotel once a year, or a couple times a year, or once a month, and you do visit Bonvoy properties, and you're going to stay in a hotel room that's at least $350 on one of those occasions, then this card with the first two benefits alone Makes total sense for you. You're spending $650 for the card. You're going to use $650 in benefits that you're already doing by dining out once a month and visiting a property. And that's only the first 2 benefits. And I'm going to go through at least 4 to 10 more benefits. And those are above and beyond. So you will get more value from this card than you would if you didn't have this card, just by satisfying those requirements. The first benefit I want to talk about is the luxury property credit benefit. You have to book 2 nights at a Ritz-Carlton or a St. Regis, and you have to use the link that Bonvoy provides you on the desktop on the website. So you have to click through that special link and get to that rate. 2 nights at a luxury property, and you will get the $100 credit. Sometimes this doesn't make sense because that special rate is higher than the standard rate, and it might be higher by more than $100. So you're going to have to look and see if this makes sense for you. I don't count it for me. I very rarely use that. I very rarely stay 2 nights at a Ritz or 2 nights at a St. Regis, but there are folks out there who do, and if you're staying those 2 nights, this credit might make sense for you. Next, you get paid back for subscribing to either Global Entry or TSA Pre Check. I subscribe to Global Entry because it comes with TSA Pre Check. Some people don't need the Global Entry or doesn't appeal to them. The Global Entry is only for arriving back into the United States after going abroad and having to go through the U.S. Customs. So it's only here in the U.S. that you'll use that, but it is very convenient if you travel abroad and you're coming home. If you've ever seen the lines at Customs, they can be fantastic. They can be fast sometimes, or they can be a really long time, 30 minutes, 45 minutes, an hour plus. So Global Entry allows you to walk past that main line, scan your face or scan your fingerprints, get a printout, take it to the customs guy, and then keep walking. Like I said in my Platinum review video, I've actually spent 5 minutes from getting into customs to getting my bags, just walking straight through the Global Entry process. I barely had to stop walking, just enough to scan my fingerprints, scan my eyes, and it was super easy. So that's it. The downside to Global Entry is you will have to go through a background check and an interview process. It could take months to accomplish this in order to get certified as a Global Entry recipient, and you get a card and all that jazz. So if you don't want to go through that process and you just want TSA Pre Check, which is a lifesaver in many airports, then just go for the TSA Pre Check. But if you're going to travel internationally, you might as well bite the bullet and do both. Start booking your appointment for your interview after your background check as quickly as possible, and just get it under your belt. It's good for 4 years, 4.5 years, so might as well do it. I'm a big fan of it. Hopefully, it will benefit someone else out there, but this card pays you back for that process. Priority Pass Select is access to lounges internationally. So they have a 1,300 plus lounge experiences, they call it, across the world. I think it's north of 1,000 lounges for sure. And the experience thing is different discounts and shopping and airports and stuff. But what this is a membership to visit lounges all over the world. If you're like me, when you get to an airport, you want to ideally, charge your phone, charge your laptop, get something to eat, maybe get a drink. A lounge is a great place for all that pulls you away from the crowds and gives you a quieter space in order to relax. So I go to a lounge every time I go to an airport. If I have enough time, I'll go to a lounge. I'll get the free meal, the free drinks, the free coffee, the free tea, whatever it is, charge all my devices, do some work, and then go on with my day. If you're spending money at an airport otherwise, and you're getting food or you're traveling with someone and you're paying for both of you to get food and drinks and things, it's going to be really expensive. So this is a free access to lounges where they will give you that food and you won't have to buy it out in the airport. So I'm going to assign a benefit to this. I'm just assuming you use it once, and I'm going to say it's worth $30. But I've gone to lounges probably 20 times this past year, so it's worth way more than that for me. Again, I want to be conservative. Let's just say it's worth $30. This card also comes with complimentary Platinum Elite status, something that's brand new for this year. I think Platinum Elite status in Marriott is very good. You get late checkout, early check-in, automatic upgrades if there's availability. You get a multiplier on points that you earn for your stay, and you also get free breakfast or free access to a lounge in your stay. So I value this huge for me. But let's say you only visit a property once a year and it's just you and another person, and you get free breakfast. So $25 each for a free breakfast the morning of. That's what we'll associate with this cost. Again, super conservative. You're only going to one hotel once a year. You probably go to more than that, or if you're watching this video and interested in travel credit cards, you're probably staying at multiple hotels per year. So it's going to mean more for you. But for now, $50, one free breakfast. So let's add all that up. The dining credit is worth $300 a year. That's easy. That's straight off the top. I think that's the most straightforward benefit that this card has. Next, the free night credit. And I left a link to the article in the description box below, which outlines how much this credit is worth, or how much the points guy thinks this credit is worth. But he values it at $714. You can easily get a $700 room for this credit anywhere in the country, probably globally. And I have a great use case on how I got a ton of credit on how I did it last year. So that's coming up right after this, but let's just say $714 for this credit. Next, the luxury property credit, $100. Add it if you want. I put it on this list, but I probably won't count it for me, but some people will definitely use that, and this is a benefit, so I'm going to add it right here. TSA Pre Check or Global Entry, it's every 4 years or every 4.5 years, and it's $100 roughly. So I'm just going to divide that by 4 because this is a yearly tally. So let's just say $25 each year. It equals $100 after 4 years. Priority Pass, once again, this is one visit to one lounge, traveling, $30 worth of food, drinks, and coffee, tea, all that stuff. I think this is very conservative. It should be hundreds of dollars for me, but $30 if you go once. And again, with the status, $50 if you stay one night in a hotel, $50 for breakfast at the hotel, or the breakfast you would ordinarily buy out and about. Again, for me, super conservative, but I want to err on the side of being conservative to give it a real world example. So $50 here. So far, that's over $1,200. Even if you knock off that $100 property credit for the luxury properties, that's over $1,100. So you're paying Amex $650 in an annual fee for $1,100 in benefit. I would argue that that's a heck of a deal if you travel more than once a year, and if you dine out in a restaurant. Most people do both of those things. So if you're willing to pay $650 to receive more than $1,100 in benefit, then on paper right now this makes sense. But again, you're going to have to look into it and see if it makes sense for your lifestyle. Right here, I'll show you what I did with my free night certificate to get a huge amount of value. So let's take a look. So this is the landing page when I searched the St. Regis in New York City. I just searched for April and I found the 2 cheapest nights right here. And they're each 88,000 points a night. Remember how I said it's an 85,000 point per night certificate, but you can add an additional 15,000 of your own points. So I would select one of these 2 nights. Just to show you, that's a superior room at the Waldorf Astoria with butler service, 88,000 points right here. Now, if I go back and look at the cash value of this exact same room for that exact same night, it's over $1,200. So that's a free night certificate for a $1,200 a night room. So that's why I chose the St. Regis in New York City. I'm never paying $1,200 a night to stay at a hotel, but for sure, I'm turning in a certificate to stay at a hotel. I want to know what a $1,200 a night room feels like. Now, on top of that, something that's going to be unique to me that is not going to be immediately unique to you, or is not going to apply to you unless you have status at Marriott, is I have a benefit by which I get 5 free night upgrade certificates. I have the Platinum Elite status, but I've earned it through nights. And this is a benefit that's not given to cardholders. You get Platinum Elite status, but you get all of the perks except for this one. This one you have to earn by actually staying a certain number of nights a year. I think it's 50. You get 25 credit nights for holding this card, so you would need to stay an additional 25 nights. But I have this perk, so I used one of these upgrade certificates along with my free night certificate to get the next level room. I think maybe even the next second level up room at the St. Regis. Here's the email I got from Marriott Bonvoy saying my upgrade certificate was accepted. So I'm bumped up 2 levels to this suite that you'll see here. This is the Grand Lux butler service room. So it's over $1,500 in price. So not only $1,200, but now I'm at the $1,500 level. So let's count it up. Over $1,200 in value for the certificate just for the basic room. I added a suite upgrade certificate, another couple $100 on top of that. And then one thing with the St. Regis and your status with this card is you get free breakfast and free lounge access at hotels that offer those things. And the St. Regis will give you a free breakfast credit, and you can use it for in-room dining up to $150. And I spent all of that $115 on breakfast. You might think that that's hard to do, but the prices at the St. Regis are crazy high. I think a bottle of Evian was $9, and it was one of those little bottles. So it was super easy to blow $150 on breakfast, and it was a fantastic breakfast and got delivered right to the room. So I think I probably ordered, $120 in food and just wrote a $30 tip just to max it out. But that's $150 I used and added to the benefit I got with this whole suite night availability and free night credit. So for me, in this instance, I got $1,700 in value for my free night award. That's really on the high end of the spectrum, and this is a really cool sweet spot. And if you have access to New York City, it's something you can do for sure. Everyone won't be able to get that much value, but for sure you can get well over $400, $500, $600 for that free night credit. In my particular case, I get over $1,700 in credit, so that brings my total benefit to having this card to well over $2,000 just by holding this Bonvoy Elite card from American Express. Now, this is the sheet that we were looking at earlier. This is us calculating all of the benefits, and here's where I assumed that benefit credit would be $714. You can plug in my number there. It's $1,700, so you can see the total goes way up at the bottom. Now let's take a look at the other benefits that this card has. I only listed the first 6. There are 30 benefits on this card, and so I'm going to show you another 8 or so benefits, but this card has a ton. And so, like I said before, if you just satisfy those first 2 benefits that I brought up, you're breaking even. If you find a hotel room that's more than $350 that you would already be staying at, then you're breaking even. You're breaking even with this card, and every other benefit after that is going to give you more value. So right here, 25 Elite Night credits. Again, this is going to add on to you earning status by staying in the hotel or getting those Suite Night awards. So you start at 25. You need to hit 50 to get that benefit. Marriott Bonvoy Points, you earn 6 points per dollar staying at the hotel using your card, 3 points per dollar other places, and 2 points per dollar in another place. I haven't talked about it yet, but Amex has a pretty sweet offer right now. You get 150,000 points if you sign up for the card. I would shop this around. An Amex benefit, when you sign up for cards, it's called a welcome bonus. You can only earn a welcome bonus once per lifetime per card that you sign up for. So make sure when you're signing up for an American Express card that it's a really good benefit, because you're only going to have one shot at it. Right now, the link in my description takes you to this page where you get 150,000 points. You have to spend $5,000 in the first 3 months, but assuming you hit that level, then they'll put 150,000 points into your account. Again, I don't care if you use my link or if you shop around or if you look at other links or look at other pages, but just make sure you do what's best for you. Get more than 120,000 points. If you want to click here and check this out, this is 150,000, but just take a look and get as much as you can because you only get it once. There's also cell phone protection on this card. If you pay your cell phone bill with the card and you lose it or it gets damaged, you can file a claim and you can get $800 in benefit paid back to you for a new cell phone. You have to pay a $50 deductible, so this is basically $750 benefit. And I have this on my other review of the Amex Platinum card, same benefit. It shares a lot of the same benefits with this card, but check that out if you're interested in the Amex Platinum, or if you're weighing the Amex Platinum against the Marriott Bonvoy. There are some different benefits that are pretty unique. If you travel more and aren't as focused on staying at Marriott properties, the Platinum card is probably better for you. If you're more of a Marriott person and you're going to be dining at restaurants on a regular basis, maybe the Bonvoy card is right for you. But I'll link it at the end of the video so you can see it. This is the Brilliant Earned Choice Award. Again, this was where I got my 5 Sweet Nights credit. You can get that with this card if you spend $60,000 in a calendar year. That is not most of us. Most of us are not spending 60 grand on a credit card. Few people are. Few people have businesses or big expenses or taxes or something that they can just put through the card and pay off with the bank. But probably for 99% of us, we're not dropping 60 grand. So you're going to have to weigh this. Maybe it benefits you, but probably not. This one's huge for me. No foreign transaction fees. I'm going to take this card abroad and use it to rack up points when I'm staying at Marriotts across the world. So no foreign transaction fees is pretty big. Purchase protection. You have purchase protection for 90 days when your purchases have been accidentally damaged. Again, this is a claim you'll have to file through American Express, but it's on the card. You also have return protection. So you can return an item up to 90 days past when you purchase it, even if the store says you only have 30 days. So the item has to be $300 or less, and you can only do this a few times per year. I think the max is $1,000 total in a calendar year. So it's nice to have, but I'm not counting it as a definite benefit, but it's nice to have on the card. Trip delay insurance. This is a huge one if your flight gets delayed more than 6 hours. It's happened to me on a number of occasions, and I've been fortunate enough to book with either the Amex Platinum or this card. So I've been delayed overnight. They will pay for my hotel. They will pay for my food. They paid for my Uber to and from the airport, all up to $500. So it's great. I'm probably the only person in the lobby that's cheering when my plane hits the 6 hours and 1 minute mark, because I can get paid back for anything I need to purchase because of the delay. And that's it. Again, those are the top benefits. There are more on this card, but those are the benefits that made the most sense for me, and I think that make the most sense for the general person out there that is not exhausting all of the benefits and trying to max all of it out. But you can see there is much more value in this card than $650. So if you're willing to put up $650 in order to realize $1,000, $1,500, in my case, over $2,000 in benefit, then it probably makes sense. So look into it. I really appreciate you watching my channel. Thanks so much for liking and subscribing to my videos if you did, and check out these next videos.